Hello! I've been getting a lot of great feedback from parents who love the rainbow technique video that I put out on YouTube, and they wanted to know how I use it with students. So I did a Facebook Live just a few minutes ago with my families, and I taught about how I do a pre-assessment, how I practice and continue to teach these words for students using the rainbow technique, and how I wrap up with an assessment with my students. I'm going to share that video with you today because I know it's helpful. I know that as a parent, you're seeing all of these learned words get misspelled time and time again with your student, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it looks like they're not making progress. And it's frustrating because you keep helping them with the same word. This video and the rainbow technique video should hopefully help solve some of those problems. Okay, check out the video and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I made these lesson plans for parents to use with their students during the year of the coronavirus to help keep their students learning. A lot of schools have actually decided to close for the school year, or they've wrapped up for the school year. You know, it's summertime for students. So if you're on summer break, woohoo! The rainbow technique is a strategy for learning spelling words and learning them very deeply. It involves a lot of senses. Saying the letters, hearing your voice say the letters, seeing the letters, tracing the letters over and over and over again. So all of those senses work super hard to create new neural pathways in your brain and teach your brain to spell challenging words. And we use this strategy, it's good for any word, but we use this strategy for the words that don't follow spelling rules and that don't have predictable sounds. I made a recent YouTube video about it. You guys really liked it, so thank you for that feedback. It's me teaching about the rainbow technique. You can go check it out. Let me talk to you about how I would introduce learned words with a child, practice with the child, and then assess the child's learning once we finished. So to get started, I would probably target 6 words per week with a second grader or a third grader. And this is if I'm going to practice with the student as a tutor might. I would introduce these words and give a pre-test. I would say, okay, I want you to number your paper 1 through 6, and I'm going to ask you to spell 6 words. And then I would just spell them one at a time, or I'd ask the words one at a time. I'd dictate. The first 6 words here on this packet are there, the possession one, are, the verb, said, color, though, and always. So I would dictate those words and see which words the student can spell and cannot spell. Now, if 6 is too many for your student, shorten it to 3. If 6 is too few, just bump it up to 10 or more. When you are working with your student, you've got to change things around for your student. Everyone needs their own tweaks, their differentiation. There's no one-size-fits-all anything for a child, for any learner. So make it your own however you'd like. With any words that are homophones, such as there and are, I would always give the word in a sentence. So I would say, please spell the word there, as in, their dog barks loudly. So they have the context of the word. Homophones are super tricky, but I'd always give it in the context. Now, the next step is to see which words they spelled incorrectly. Those words would be rainbow techniqued. You'd say, okay, we're going to practice these 4 words that you need practice with using the rainbow technique. And that's practice session number 1, a pretest and rainbow technique. Now, practice sessions number 2 through fill in the blank, however many times you need, basically go the same way. You'll dictate the words, they will spell them, and they'll do rainbow technique on the ones they missed. When I was teaching in the classroom, between homework and classwork, our students practiced a list of words 8 times at least. So you might be practicing these for a little while, or your child might come at them faster. Just change it as you need to. As I notice a student getting more comfortable with words, with the spelling of these words, I will bump it up from dictating single words to dictating phrases with the word in it. So it might sound like this: many colors. Once they're feeling good with phrases, I'll bump it up to sentences. What I'm doing here is exposing the student to using this word in context, as they would do if they were writing a passage or reading text. So we want these words to be rooted in actual context for the students. You are learning these words, and anytime a student misspells one of these learned words, ask them to rainbow technique it. That way they are practicing all those great multisensory actions to deeply teach their brain how to spell these words. Okay, and now we've come to the part where you're ready to assess your student in their spelling and graduate to new words, new learned words. So to assess, I like to assess with sentences. So I would dictate, and if you're using the lesson plans that I wrote, I do have sentences written here for the for dictation. Again, you can use what I've written, you can change it, whatever is going to be best for your child. So the assessment would be, I would dictate one sentence and it would have one of the words in it. Sentence 2 has the second word in it. Try to keep it at 1, maybe 2 words per sentence. That's the assessment. So if they've missed any of those words, those you might consider adding into the next bunch of words that you're going to teach. For any words the student is demonstrating mastery on, you can graduate the student from those words. You can celebrate. I know some families keep a box of cards, and as the student is practicing a word, the word is written on the card, and when the word is mastered, the card goes in the box. But I'm sure the families pull them out every once in a while and practice with them. I would love to hear if your family is doing something different, like keeping words on a card or keeping a list of words that your student has mastered. So in this video, I've talked about how I give a pre-assessment, how I practice the words with students, and how I give an assessment on learned words, all the while using the rainbow technique that I talked about in one of my recent YouTube videos. I've referenced this OG packet of lesson plans that I designed. You can snag that at www.allisondefrees.com/10. And if you have any questions about it or any feedback, I would love to hear it. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.